Hey guys, Doc Hydro. I'm doing another video today on the magnetic compass. This is called the base plate compass. This is basically a remake of one that I did before because I'm going to condense this one down even more and basically forget all about declination or whatever. I'm just going to show you how to take a bearing or determine a magnetic heading that you might need to walk on. So with that, on these base plate compasses, which I love by the way, this right here where it says read bearing here, that's whatever bearing is here, that's the one that you're going to be concerned with. And I'll show you how to set that up in just a second. But you're going to read the bearing here and the direction of the arrow, that's the direction you're going to be walking. So you're going to be going that direction. You're not going to walk towards north, okay, or the red side of the needle, unless that's the direction you want to go. Most of the time when we're out in the forest or whatever, or even in the middle of the desert with nothing, a lot of times we want to walk a lot of different directions other than north. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So let's say on our map, we've got a dot right here. Let's say that this is where we are, okay? And we want to go someplace, over here. Okay. Well, one thing that we can do is if you pretend that this is a map, which is what we'll start with first, then I recommend getting yourselves a ruler or a protractor and first just draw a simple line. Okay. Now, if you don't have any of that and you're out and let's say a field or a yard or something that doesn't have a lot of electromagnetic interference or steel or whatever, then just go out and hold the compass, okay, in front of you and you can get a bearing that way. And I'll show you how to do that in just a second. But first, we'll start with this. So let's say this is our origin, okay? S for starting point, and let's say this here, T is our target. So what we'll do is we'll line up the base plate compass, and I like to put the center of it. This is just me. I like to put the center of it over the center of my starting line, and then I like to line up the arrow so that it makes a nice straight line all the way up. And then what I'll do is I'll hold this and I will rotate, and this is what you do, you rotate the compass card, which is this outer portion here where the numbers are, till this end lines up with the red magnetic needle. And when you do that, you find out the magnetic heading that you need to walk. And in this case, it looks like, hang on just a second here. I got to get my different glasses on here. Looks like we're going to be closer to 338 degrees, maybe 340. I've got some steel plates that hold the desk. It's part of the desk itself, so it's going to throw the needle off a little bit. But that's what it looks like. Yeah, 338 degrees because each individual on most compasses, each individual degree tick mark represents 2 degrees. So you have to check, but most compasses from Silva or Brunton or whatever, a lot of them are 2 degree tick marks. So, um, and then that's how you do that. You're using the magnetic needle and the north indicator to line up where for the compass where the magnetic north is, and then every degree for 360 degrees off of that is already aligned so that you know that this would be 320 degrees, 300 degrees, 260 degrees, all magnetic, 160 degrees magnetic. So you could look at this where it is and say, okay, well, coming off this direction here, this is about 120 degrees magnetic. This here is going to be roughly 160 degrees magnetic. And that's it. It's already set. So you know that, hey, if I have to reposition my compass on a map, I know that that's a magnetic heading because I set up my compass on the map and rotated it. So I know that every degree off of that north, east or west, is going to be the true magnetic heading for that setting. So That's what you would do there. So now, how you set this up when you're holding it in the field is, again, so imagine here, if you will, that I'm holding this compass basically down by my stomach, and I'm looking down, but I'm also going to look ahead and kind of use the arrow indicator up here, not the needle, but I'm going to use the bearing indicator on the compass, and I'm going to kind of like just point it in the general direction. Remember, 2-degree increments. The compass is not meant to be a precision instrument. Okay. Um, it's not GPS. So you don't have to worry about being right on the gnats, you know what, with this. So you just line up and say, okay, well, I want to go that direction. Well, what heading is that? So what you would do, if I hold this up like this and say, okay, I want to go this direction. What direction is that? Well, this is how you do it. You rotate the compass card again until the N lines up with the red needle, and then you read the bearing. And so that's roughly 300 degrees magnetic. And so you know if you go off in this direction, you're going to be walking 300 degrees magnetic. That's not going to be the true north or the true heading, because now you would have to account for the magnetic declination, but you don't need to worry about that because unless you're working on a map. So as long as you keep that, I'm going to keep it just that simple, just like that, because I think that's going to pay the best dividends for folks right now. In the next video, what I will do is I will go over how to set up the map to correct for declination. So that way, when you put the compass on it and you have everything set up like this, because these here would be the isogonic lines. And then if you rotate it, now the map and everything is oriented, but it's also corrected for the magnetic declination. So I'll get more into that on the next video. However, that is essentially how you take a magnetic heading and you walk a magnetic heading. The key is, remember, to keep it away from metal, anything ferrous that can disrupt the magnetic field is going to interfere with this. Keep it off of hoods of cars, etc. Electronic cell phones are horrible at interfering with these things. But if you do that and just point the indicator in the direction you want to go, and then wherever the needle's pointing off to north, rotate it till the north lines up, then look at that number. That is the heading that you would be walking if you went in the direction of that arrow. Basically that simple. And that's basically it. Any questions? You guys know how to get a hold of me.